Morning all. Thought I'd go for a little walk since the sun's shining. So, Nourished Earth story as it is today. So it started off with, I suppose, Jesse's grandfather. He started Welsh fruit stocks, which gave us most of our fruit plants. And Jess, obviously, 30 years of knowledge of growing them. Sadly, he passed away. The farm passed to her mother. She had it for a few years. Jess was working alongside her, helping her to run it. Learned everything she could about the business and fruit plants in general, horticulture. They were always an organic farm, so even from the off they were, no chemicals. Her mother hated chemicals, and Jess is the same, so am I. Then when her mum passed away, Jess stayed for a little while, and then circumstances were that she lost her place on the farm, shall we say. But both of us were still quite passionate about horticulture and plants, and we knew we both wanted to do something with it, and we were both quite keen on discovering a little more about the world beneath our feet, and what makes plants tick, really. So we got into no-dig gardening and permaculture, regenerative farming, horticulture, that sort of thing, and wondered why, watching and learning from Charles Dowdin, why no-dig was a lot more efficient than the traditional method. So we started getting involved with a lady called Elaine Ingham, who discovered this, who came up with the soil food web. So, and then we started doing a short course then at Black Mountain College, just local Targoth up the road. And yeah, went from there really. We spiraled into, well, I did. We kind of thought, oh, this is quite good. And then the invention of peat-free compost came along. And I was working at a local garden centre prior to that, and it was absolutely horrible. There was nothing in it at all. I mean, you might as well have grown your plants in a bag of sand. I actually took samples of the Miracle Grow and the Westlands compost to our soil biology course to look at under a microscope. And it literally was just pieces of wood chip. No microbial life, nothing to feed it, no organic matter, no nutrients. So yeah, plants didn't really have a chance, to be honest. So through all of this, we decided, sorry, it was a bird, we decided that we wanted to change that. So we took up the foundation course, so the soil food web, and then in between all of that, we also tried, tried my hand at worm farming. So this was something new to me, because obviously we'd learned all about the soil biology, we'd learned all about the microbes, the bacteria, the mycelium that make up everything underground, and what nourishes and protects each plant and what makes it grow and why each one is different and needed and why there's good and bad, yin and yang. And in amongst all of this, I discovered that worms had been doing this for thousands of years without us knowing. Well, much understanding of it anyway. So I then looked up more about worm farming in order to see if I could replicate what the worms do and put it into a product that we could sell to people that would benefit their gardens, the soil in general, their plants, their produce, and hopefully one day the planet, if everybody started doing it. I mean, and I got really well in with a gentleman called Captain Matt, and his worm people. I would seriously check him out. He's an amazing guy. He's from New York in America, and from you just get inspired watching him. He's one of these that's really passionate and upbeat, and you know, he doesn't mind telling you his trade secrets, or he's very good at getting you, you know, on the edge of your seat and then jumping out of your seat to try and to do what he does. But yeah, I would recommend him. So we set up the worm farm, and then later on down the line, I discovered biochar, which is another soil amendment, which is amazing for the soil. Sequesters carbon into the ground, gives all the, you know, gets all the toxins and heavy metals and that out. Takes about 200 years to degrade, so you know, the microbial life in the ground has 200 years worth of food to spread and keep going, which will hopefully feed all of your plants and your trees and shrubs, and which give us food and oxygen at the end of the day. You know, soil should be the most important thing we ever learn about. But hey, and then where was I going? So yeah, we got into worm farming. So what we do now is we produce our own worm cast, turn it into a sort of worm tea fertilizer. We produce our own biochar, but we also put it into our plants. So all of our compost has biochar and is fed with worm tea. So all of that nice, healthy microbial life is in a pot. And hopefully, if somebody buys a plant and plants it in their garden, our hope is that it will spread and nourish everything around it. So hence, Nourished Earth. So if we can do that, one plant at a time, brilliant. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.